Come on, always bare and scanty. In a one-bedroom shanty. No vacancy, no employment. Let us know when things get hot. Hear voices from the ghetto. Share the video. Voices from the ghetto. Hey. Mothers just holding head up, boy. It's the baddest calypso ever. Pusha, I ain't your daughter. Son in jail for manslaughter. Too bad for the PNA bad boys. No bail, that's the black man's choice. Like shall say, poverty is hell. Little girl child belly start to swell. Some say life is a cycle, but don't throw she no this life of misery and regret. No one to come to their rescue except Cable Ton and Buju. So their boom boxes they go. Drum voices from the ghetto. Crying, voices from the ghetto. I think that's the best calypso in the world. I have 2 cameras, 2 phones running. I'm seeing myself twice in front of me, so excuse me. We're running it on the Phillip Edward Alexander Live and the Phillip Edward Alexander page. They have warnings, they have restrictions, they have all the normal Facebook bullshit. Let me tell you earlier o'clock. We are building our own website. We are building our own streaming service. So just now, my live videos, and this is what I'm holding back for, to relaunch on our own facility. No more community bullshit from Zuckerberg and them. We will be on our own platform, and you'll be invited to just like it. And every night at 9 o'clock, I'll be there. I promise you that. And if I'm not there, somebody will be there, or there'll be a rerun, or you'll have archives. But every night, clicking at 9 o'clock, set the alarm, Phillip will be there, and we'll build it back to the millions of people that was following. Okay? So we're working on that right now. That song, Voices from the Ghetto. Sandra Gill, you just move me every time I hear that song. They have another song that you all know. That is the song of this show. And I'll play it for you now because I want to talk about it. And everything else associated with what is going on. If you all don't mind, I'll give you another song. We jump back in right after that. This had a play. Some renting guns. Now the line call for the mama to hold. And look where we reach. 1996. 1996, this song from 1996. Settle that. This is it, this is it, this is it, I've been hit. No time to give up, brother, no time to quit. We just give from the sky. We turned up in my mind. There's the only salvation. So when I tell you, when that site launch, I want to tell you, if it worked as planned, boy, the dog's dead. If it worked as planned, the dog's dead. I promise you that. And we will be coming live every night at 9 o'clock with my show, and we're working a morning show as well to go against Synergy, CNC3, and TV6. And we have a strong team of 4 bright people to do that morning show. It's going to be tempo. My show every night at 9, going to be starting back. The studio ready, you know. It's just the freaking website taking our time in. But we will be coming. You know, we jam. But let me come to our point now. Let me talk about a reason for doing this video tonight because all of y'all out there in La La Land, in Afghanistan, in the Royal Imperial Majestic Banana Republic of Do What You Like land, all of y'all outside there still think that somehow it will happen without your involvement. Somehow it will happen, but you going to work. Somehow it will happen, but you going to the grocery. Somehow it will happen, but you making your car installment. Somehow it will happen, but you going to school. Somehow it will happen, you stay home and mind your family. Somehow it will happen. Somehow it will fix, and you don't have a show. You home cleaning dog shit. You home washing clothes. You home watching Netflix and chilling. And somehow you feel that it's going and fix. Somebody will come along and fix it. Somebody love you that bad. Somebody want to fix Trinidad because they love you and they just want to do it. And you don't have to get involved. Somebody will get the money because all them people with all that money just want to rescue you. And you believe that? That's why you're still sitting down home talking about home invasion. They was down the street, they was round the corner, but they ain't reached by you yet. So you're still safe, and until they kick down your door, I'm telling you all this for too long. So I shouldn't be telling you all this at all. You all know this already. You all can move your lips. I see a lot of people doing videos on social media. I stay in quiet. And a lot of people doing videos on social media, using my words, using my terms, using my techniques, saying the things that I say, and I'm letting them run. Run, they run. There's only one original article, Dan, melt in your mouth, not in your hand. They have no other Phillip Alexander. They have nothing else. You could be black, blue, green, white. You could be everything, loose or tight. They have nothing else like me. They have nobody else like me. You could read, you could study, you could walk. But Phillip Edward Alexander is the genuine article. And I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago, all the shit they try. Here we back at their mother ass. All the money all they're spending, the jam and block. All right, we spending we money now. We building we own website. We coming with we own Facebook. We should call it Philbook. We coming with it live. We coming to jam them. We coming back with we tens of thousands and we hundreds of thousands. I am the only person who's been doing live videos. When you watch the viewership numbers while it running, 14,000 and 15,000. Not like the rest of them have to pay people from Ukraine and Afghanistan to give them fake numbers. My numbers was genuine and real. So they don't come and work hard and block it. Create all kind of robot storm and tell Facebook all kind of shit. Use manipulation of algorithms to block us and jam us. And still, my voice still the biggest, strongest voice in politics in Trinidad and Tobago. The most reasonable and sensible person in politics in Trinidad and Tobago. All of them afraid. They're afraid. I bounce up a man named Fitzgerald Hines. He think he bright. He think because he is dressed like massa and walk like massa and talk like massa, he bright. And he see me 3 chairs down in front of him. And he know they have an open mic. Phillip Edward Alexander is in the house. So I seeing people leaning, people whispering, people talking. Since I come, the whole head table a buzz. Because people wondering if Phillip Edward Alexander is going to stand up and say, Mr. Master of Ceremonies, I'd like to answer the minister. Because that would have made him shit his Savile Row pants. Because unlike the rest of them pontificating, posturing, and stunting for politics, every time I talk, you hear me speak, you see the issues that I champion. They are diverse. Every single issue in Trinidad and Tobago. You see, I've studied this and not just security. And I want to write the Prime Minister too, like Gary write them. Gary write them and say he want to come and help them with crime. Mr. Prime Minister, Madam Opposition Leader, let me help with the crime. And I want to write and say, Mr. Prime Minister, Madam Opposition Leader, let me help too. Because while you all and Gary running down cockroach, I will run down all them contract mafia, white-collar, corrupt bandits. I will run down the drug traffickers. I want to run down the people in the banks that charging people 2.5% interest now to convert money for overseas transaction. Just trying to jam you. Just trying to make sure you have no choice but to go and spend your little bit of hard-earned money by hiding for knockoff. That's what I want. I want to help too, Mr. Prime Minister, Madam Opposition Leader. Let me help now. Let me go and help all them because while all they're selling bulldozer and backhoe to tear down poor man squatter, big mall, building on state land for $199 a year. I want to go after that. I want to help too. I want to help like Gary. I want to come because you see when I come to help, I'm not just helping with cockroach. I come in to help with who bringing the guns in the country in the first place. I come in to help with the bankers that letting the money pass that have questions to answer. I come in to ask the FIU, how come gang leaders buying $1 million vehicles in town when the law that we passed in the parliament say they have certain requirements that have to be and you didn't? And it's okay. I come in to help with that. Mr. Prime Minister, I want to help too. I want to come one step behind Gary. I want to mash his heel. I want to braid behind the ear, behind the head here. I want him to know I'm not the rest of them jackass that he could bully or he could give a little contract to and they go hush like Tim Timal. Gary paying for Tim Timal tampons and lipstick. Because before Gary Griffith, Tim Timal was all over social media as Christopher Nokio talking bullshit about porn and nasty jokes and telling you put your children in bed because Nokio in the house. All of a sudden, he is NTA. And all of them, I want to come and stand up, stand to them. Because Gary writing the same long 19 freaking paragraph release. But he know people fed up reading as Gary said putting Tim Timal. And as long as people dead in the country, all you have a voice. You see, if the murders stop, if the crime stop, they want to hear they want to hear about jobs. They want to hear about wages. They want to hear about water. They want to hear about education. They want to hear about public health. They want to hear about roads. They want to hear about the country, the vision for the country. What is instructing tertiary, from higher education, from college, from children's school. They want to hear that. They want to hear farmers getting land. They want to hear central marketing and moving of produce to shut down the big shot 1% importers. So that the price of food, I was going to do a video. I see Gary with a big gun, a big automatic gun. And he come to tell them, he said, this is an automatic gun, 642,000 rounds a second. I'm in Florida, and not in Trinidad, so don't send them looking for me. So now you want to tell them, I wanted to do a video just like that with a melon gen. I wanted to say there's a bygone, there's an eggplant, there's a melon gen, there's 142,000 calories per second. But this could feed the nation. And it is $28 in Massey now, because farmers can't farm. I wanted to do a video with that. Gary does have his camouflage jacket and 2 swords behind him. I called Satish today. I said, I want a camouflage bikini and 2 cutlass. I'm coming for them. I want to pose and stunt like them. I want to talk shit like them. Them same kind of shit though. Because you see what's going on in the country? If all you feel more police, if you feel, and let me tell you, whoever it is you put in to run the police service, better be talking salaries and wages with police officers. You ain't coming to run them down and threaten them. You have to come and talk how you getting past 4%. Because that, Mr. Prime Minister, is a crime. Paying hard-working police a 4% when you could thief $500 million and pay Chinese contractors to build a 1% flyover for tanties to go West Mall. That is crime. When you could spend $500 million to renovate a red house that you could build for $50 million, so that means the $500 million could have given you 10 red houses. That is a crime. Gary don't know how to run down them kind of crime. So I want to come and help too. You understand? Mr. Prime Minister, Madam Opposition Leader, I want to help too. I want to know who get the $567 million for Napa, who get the $572 million for Sapa, who get the $1.2 billion for Taruba so Brian Lara could stunt his ass. Who get $1.2 billion to build a stadium that cannot ever return that investment for 1,000 years. I know, unless sitting down home, tired, quiet, fed up, and you're only saying to yourself, boy, you know, I wish I could hear that man talk. Just tell me that. Boy, I just want to hear you. I just want to hear you. I want to see your pretty face and I want to hear you. Because the way you just talk, you just cut through the thing like a laser. You just come like acid. When you're done, things bubbling, boiling and smoking. When you're finished, everybody afraid to stand up and talk. Fitzgerald Hines told the nation they have 725 or 295 or some number he pulled out of his ass and tell the people, the police tell him that is where people enter in the country. So you know where people enter in the country, but you can't secure it. I tell them, hire the Syrian security in Wildflower Park. Hire Hawk. Hire Edward Aboud from Wildflower Park. Hire him with the Nigerian and Ugandan and Grenadian security guards, because them fellas walking, them fellas kick Trinidadians out their own park. So you could imagine what they could do if you hire Edward Aboud and Hawk and put him by all them place that the 6,000 soldier and the 6,000 police and the 4,000 Coast Guard can't secure, the 50,000 MTS can't secure. Hire Hawk. Hire Edward Aboud and Hawk and unleash them Nigerian security guard and tell them nothing enters. Because that's what they told them in Wildflower Park. Nothing enters. And nobody entered. Little old ladies come to do the little yoga video. Kick them out. Man and woman walking, holding hands, reminiscing. Kick them mother ass out. And if you could do that, you could secure the nation. I say, give Hawk the work. Let Hawk wildflower the coast. Gary and them are ready for them kind of conversation. You see, we think that if you suffer people, you frustrate people, you take away choice, they can't go in the bank and get a loan. They can't go in the credit union and can't get credit. When they tell you the idea for the little business that they get it, they want to start, you're calling people on the phone and say, hey boy, here this one boy, come and go finance. No, he can't get no money from them and we people. That is Trinidad. That is Trinidad. Kick the doubles and the shark and bake to the road, to the side of the road, walk in the rain, take the smoke. Careful they don't mess it up in the airport, but the 1% can get Starbucks in the center. That is not a crime. That is not a crime. If that is not a crime, what is that? I remember when Janet Reno told Bill Gates, we have to write a law for what you did, because while it may not be a crime right now, it'll make your mother sad. It'll make your mother sad. That is who you turn out to be. And that's how Trinidadians, some of those 1% businessmen, I wonder when their mother and their father, because I say, my Syrian ancestors, when they started touchdown here 100 years ago, they had one jockey shorts to share for 4 people. Monday you get a jockey shorts, Tuesday he get a jockey shorts, Wednesday he get a jockey shorts, and the days you don't have a jockey shorts, bam, see to the breeze. That is how my Syrian family, Edward, Alexander, Aboud, Sabga, Hadid, every single one of them come here catching the ass, running from poverty or from Syrian courts and police. They didn't come to this piece of blighted rock in the middle of this Caribbean Sea. So they didn't choose here. They didn't say, babes, let me take the travel and go to the tropics now. They didn't say that. They say, hey, we had a move, hustle, get out. Let me go somewhere that have no extradition with Syria. And that's how it starts. That's how it starts. My Syrian family that driving around in Mercedes-Benz and BMW and making all you feel that the shit 42 flavors of Häagen-Dazs. I want you to understand, they come here with nothing but the clothes on their back and they was owing for that. And when they land here, black people had land. Black people had language. Syrian land here can't even speak the language. When Syrian land here, Goodwood Park was bush. Lavantil was Laventana. It was where governors chose to live. It is the best, still is, property real estate in Trinidad. It is why police and HDC kicking poor black people out of Piccadilly. They want to spread that way because that's still the best real estate in Trinidad. But Lavantil and Laventana was in existence. What happened? What happened to my black brothers and sisters? PNM. Eric Williams, to be exact. He wrote a book from capitalism to slavery, from slavery to capitalism. But he wrote it in visible ink. And you didn't see the rest. And back to slavery again. From slavery to capitalism and back to slavery. Because he makes sure, when he say Massa Day done, real Massa Day start. We're not going to be hewing water and drawing water. All kind of bullshit. Now the PNM is do for you. They just send Fitzgerald Heinrich Coquier, send Camille Robinson to shake she invisible locks. There is bullshit black people, and I don't understand. How is it so easy for them to watch a man from Hillsborough talking to them like he know their struggle? How? How is it possible that you could be so stupid that you not recognize that these people sleeping on massa ground, eating massa food off massa plate and coming out in the yard to kick you in your face for that? How you not recognizing? I don't understand. I don't understand. I talk to all kind of, I talk to priests, I talk to preacher, I talk to pundit. I say, what Kobo piss on the people of this country? A man in Arango is telling me, boy, all of you, whether you die, join up with the UNC. UNC my ass. UNC my hairy half-red ass. UNC they done. Done. They have nothing in that party other than a man make a joke. He went for a job in America and the fella interviewing him. He said, that's an interesting accent. That's an interesting accent. Where are you from? He said, I'm from Trinidad, but I had to leave. It's only prostitutes and footballers in that country. The man said, my wife is from Trinidad. He said, hey, what team she's play for? Trinidad as a country, spoilt and broken beyond measure. But there is nothing. Look at what they're showing you in the UNC. Look at it. Look at the lineup that they're showing you and imagine what you're not seeing. The UNC is actually telling you life is so much shit in this country. I could give you the Anil Roberts of drunken Nicki Minaj. I could give you the Anil Roberts of Room 102. I could give you the Anil Roberts of Lurbs have his wife spread out on a bed public for the world to see. I could give you that Anil Roberts that was fired for live sport. I could give you him because you all have to take that. And people are so stupid. They're so stupid. I see they pass a law in Trinidad for business, not just all on the bottom, For business, you have to take a picture holding your ID card, a picture ID card by your face and send it to call member. Send it to the border in London Avenue. You have to take a picture of you holding a picture of you. And Trinidadians so stupid they take that. I raise the price again. I raise it again. I might raise it again. They may riot yet. Why are we so stupid? Why are we so coward? Why are we so lazy? Why do we let these stunting jackasses get away with this? Why? Why is it so easy to play us? Why? Why? Every corner is a rum shop. Is it because we drunk? Is it because we high and stoned and telling ourselves, boy, you can't eat the money? Yes, jackass. That's what the money is for. To get you more. Money represents a value. It represents a value. And while you can't physically eat it, you could eat the more that you could get for it. A man tell people today, he pay off his house. He pay off his house using the bus. He said, I never buy a Starbucks or a Rituals yet. And he count the money that he saved. Now, I tell you, I went in Starbucks and I buy a decaf cappuccino large with low-fat milk and 2 sugars whisked. I think it cost me $52. I drink it, and I feel 3 things hit me in the back of my head. Voop, voop, voop. And that was my ancestors. One hit me a cuff, one hit me a butt, and one hit me a kick. They say, we ain't go through what we went through for you to be such a caca-hole to go and spend $52 for a cup of coffee. Who you think going to come and like you and unzip your pants and blow smoke up your ass because they see you with a Starbucks cup? You're so stupid. I went in Massa Store Massey, and buy something called a Sonic Max or some shit percolator. It could make 5 cups. It's $150. $150, I pay for it. A Sonic Max, I can't remember. I wanted to do a video for you. I buy it, a Sonic Max, $150. Then I went in peppercorns owned by Haddad, an X1%. And I buy a tin of Illy coffee for $140. I am now $290 in. But it given me 50 cups of coffee. So if I had buy them same 50 cups of coffee at Starbucks, I'd have spent $2,500. So I win in. I win in because I get in all that coffee for $300, and after that the rest nearly free. So I win in. A cup of coffee costing me $3. I win in. I could drink 10 cups of coffee for the day and I still pay half of what Starbucks charge me. The man say, he pay off his house. They have a joke. But I say, if you don't smoke no cigarettes, you could save money. You could save $50 a day for cigarettes. And you work out there to take yourself. You could be an ass, don't get me wrong. You could be an ass because at some point, you're going to be sitting down in somebody else's yard, on somebody else's porch, on somebody else's chair, who you're begging for a life while you're suffering, but you're remembering the days when you used to impress girls with the Starbucks in your hand, hiding from Scotiabank for the car that you're driving, but boom, 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 boom. Everywhere you pass it, boom, boom, boom. People know how to have music, you coming on the road, boom, 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 but you're hiding from Scotia. You're hiding from Scotia or RBC or RBL or one of them R's. You're hiding from the bailiff. But you're driving somebody, girl, child, boom, 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 KFC, baby, a dinner box, come the money on the extra wing. And you're spending your hard-earned money like an ass. The people who succeed in life suffer themselves while their money growing. While it's growing, and if the bank don't want to pay interest, take your money and buy things and sell it. Take your money and go by the girl in the tight pants who selling car, buy a car and pay a man to work taxi and let him come and give you your money. You paying them, he paying you. Work your money. Yeah? You could make it now if you wanted to. Trinidadians are spending money on a retail sector. It doesn't make sense. The size of the retail sector in Trinidad and Tobago, now I know they have businesses in this country washing cocaine dollars. I know that. I know there are restaurants on Arapita Avenue that since it opened, nobody ever pushed the gate. Nobody ever went inside. It fully staffed and every night $100,000 in sales. Ka-cha-cha-ching, ka-cha-cha-ching. And they're going in the bank. It's cash sales, baby. Put it in my account. And I know, because I know all those who burned down their building in town during the 80s when the recession started and closed down Winshaw Insurance. I know. And I know that now. I know all those who thief, run drugs, import cocaine. I know all those who importing dirty money from Mexico and laundering it through contracts in the government. I know. I just forget. I wait until I get parliamentary privilege. I wait until they make me prime minister. Because all those who think the national recollection of 9 days forget, I don't forget. I don't forget. I know those who paying the workers in the general hospital to be on lunch, to be on break when your van come to drop medical supplies. But when their own reach, kick open the door. And when it going inside, throw some in the rubbish. So it can run out, so they can get a next order. I know. That's why they vex. That's why Hines, when I walk in that hall and around West, he bumsy start to do this. Because he come to stunt for them. He well-oiled the locks, eh? He come to stunt. And he has Sergeant Alexander and the rest of them on the back table. And them workers to clap when he clap. And laugh when he laugh. That's Trinidad. Whoever on top of you, boy, that could be a joke you hear 14 times, laugh like you never heard that joke before. Because you want to go forward. And that's Trinidad. And that's why nothing works. Because a bunch of people who laughing at shit-hung jokes rise to the top. We're not a meritocracy. We could pretend. We could talk shit for them. Look at every political party. Look at it. Look at the PN. Look at, what's his name? Richie Sukai. Look at him. Ask questions. Look at Rohan Sinanan. Rohan Sinanan is your Minister of Works. He is famous for Food Master Supermarket. Buy one, get two free. Smoke herring on special dented can sale. Rohan Sinanan is your Minister of Works. They put a man who know how to sell rice and dal and peas and pigtail and put him to run the national infrastructure. And you're wondering how the national infrastructure fall apart. And you're wondering. Because them running deals. Pave 2 and get 1 free. Them running deals. If a proper quantity surveyor from the Commonwealth, not from Trinidad. You can't find professionals in Trinidad with balls, belly, and backbone, integrity, ethics. Come now, man. Come now, man. This is a country where a chartered accountant firm was accused in a commission of inquiry of printing fiction for Clico and CL Financial to fool investors and depositors. And that company is still getting contracts from government. Millions of dollars. Millions. That's Trinidad. That's the country you live in. You as 1.4 million people who have all the power, if you all decide for a week, you're not buying nothing KFC. You see Prestige, flaming ass, he opened Starbucks in Guyana. He reached Guyana on the strength of poor, suffering Trinidadians, stunting and posing. They work for $60 a day. They spend 50 of it on a coffee to impress somebody, girl child, down by the corner. Hey, look at he just drink Starbucks, you know. And to the women, tell all of this already. If women in this country wasn't so stupid, Carnival would be free. Women just go and take loan from Island Finance to pay Dean Akin 8, 10, and 12 as the front line. As the front line. As an individual. All of them in the same feathers, by a front line individual. But you pay a man $10, $12, and $14,000 to put his feathers on your vagina when the whole carnival is your vagina. It's not Dean Akin. The carnival doesn't care about Dean Akin and they don't care about his feathers. They come in to see your ass and your vagina. And the different ways that the mass designers have found to put beads, strings, and feathers to just barely cover your vagina. But that's what carnival is in Trinidad. Vagina mass. And all the people who bring vaginas to the mass should be paid. Hi, I'm here with my vagina. I'll take 5,000 and I'll jump with your band to attract people. Because without the vaginas, and I'm not talking about the imitation vaginas, real ones. Without the vaginas, all carnival would be about 10 trucks, 2 for pissing in, Dean Akin, and a fella going, hoo, hoo. But I don't know why my people are so stupid. Stupid. And she walk in the bank and she walking she ass off, she minding some catch-ass man who tells you, yes, babe, my dreams will come true one day. She minding he and paying Island Finance just in time for next year to do the same thing. When Dean Akin laughing all the way to the bank because the vaginas that he should be paying as entertainment, as the draw that pulls people to carnival, because there's nothing else. There's no culture. There was nothing on the plantation in the celebration of the freeing of slavery where they said, you know what? Now that we are free, let's put beads and feathers on our vaginas. Yes, yes, who's agreeing? That's not how slavery ended. This had nothing to do with black culture. For black culture, there's get all your 2 broomsticks and drop all your on Piccadilly Street and tell all them beat the shit out of one another and bring TTT and some jackass commentator who getting paid from Simon the Nobringer big money to talk cockery. And you listen, the 4 people who listen to cockery. Yes, that was a lovely stroke. We in the Gael. This is boah! And the jackass. And it's your culture, it's your money, it's your music, it's 300,000 all year listening to one by a Malta, because I'm going to say, if Tony Chowden on wheeling, I could drink a Malta. If you don't understand yet that the economy works on your labor and your consumption, and the jackass that you are could focus that consumption when Clico closed down, 500,000 black people in this country could have chipped up $100 each and buy Clico cash, because they could buy Sabga cash if they wanted, you know. The spend of the black, I come to the Indians now, because we're talking quantity and not race. Quantity. You are the quantity of the economy. Not one BMW or Mercedes-Benz could sell in this country if you wasn't buying dynamite and cigarette and rum from them people. The people who drive in BMW and Mercedes-Benz selling you saltfish and pigtail. It is your money. Pay for the Benz and the BMW. All you know that? All you know that yet? Nobody telling you that. Nobody telling you that. You see, the PNM job is to fool you, keep you pressed down and enslaved. Black people in Trinidad and Tobago working for shit money. Shit money. The economy of Trinidad and Tobago makes no sense. It doesn't add up. And you cannot get people of ethics. You cannot get people to cover. I was talking about the quantity surveyors. If you bring quantity surveyors from the Commonwealth and tell them we spend $500 million on that red house, renovating it, not building it. Take them behind President's house where Carmona used to live. Take them there. And you see this cottage that at today's rates is worth $2 million. If it burn flat and we rebuild it, if a hurricane blow it down and we rebuild it from scratch, it worth $2 million. We give a shit snake company $17 million and they subcontract 3 levels of subcontract to renovate this. 17 million. 4 times the value of the actual property. And the same shit you're doing with your vote is the same shit you're doing with your consumption. And I don't care, Phillip, you can talk all the shit you want, the Chinese man playing nice music. No problem. No problem. My point is, you know. And they have nothing like knowledge. If somebody tell you, you're about to dive into a pool of shit, and you dive into the pool of shit by choice, be proud. You can also smell and stink of shit, but it was your choice, and that's okay. Everybody has a right to do as they please, to live as they want. That is your right, and I fully support. But don't ever say you didn't know. Don't say you didn't know. The same jackasses that has asked me, why are you still shopping in Massey? I want to ask, why are you still spending your money in KFC? You can't ask me. You can't step to me. You're not living a life of sacrifice. You're not spending your money prudently. You can't ask me what I do with mine if you don't give a shit what you do with yours. You don't know what I have. I don't know what you have. But at the end of the day, we both know what we have. And if you're comfortable, step to the counter. Now 5-piece tonight, I'm feeling rich. No problem. KFC don't ever see me. Ever. Ever. And will never. And I buy that Starbucks coffee to know. Now, all I want, and all my foreign followers are saying this, I want a proper cup that I can make my coffee home and take it on the road. I want people to see, boy, put Phillip box on it for me. Starbucks. Boy, Mute could shove them cups up his well-endowed ass one at a time. Christian Mute. You should be bright enough to know that 60% of your salary, when it comes, lost that money. Lost it somewhere. Don't know where it gone. Every month, hide it somewhere else. 60%. 40% that left, live on that. Let the wife cuss. Let she complain. But in 3 years, you paid on a piece of land. Boy, she will love you in ways you've never been loved before. Say, honey, now, the 60% that I was putting in the bank, that I was hiding, that I was putting in the Milo tin and burying all around the place, that now, every month, bricks, blocks, cement, steel, doors, windows, conduit, electric wire, plug, fixtures, tiles, doors, windows. I'm going to build you a house, and I will give my children something to inherit when I die. Step to that. Your name, man, you're coming on Facebook to talk shit to me. You don't know what I have. I don't know what you have. But we know what we have. And I talking my shit on my dime. So if you talking your shit on your dime, make sure that your wife and your children provided for. Because I step into people for you. And you, like a jackass, fighting me. Boy, get out the freaking way. Master, don't take him on. Beat me more. Beat me more. You know what you're talking about. Master, come back tomorrow and finish beat me. Don't forget. Some of y'all that stupid. Some of y'all that stupid. I tell the man in the wrong ways. I say if the only reason you vote in UNC is because you're an Indian, you're an ass, you should cut off your voting finger and flush it down the toilet. Never vote again. If the only reason you voted for a party is because the person in the lead of the party look like you and they're talking racist bullshit for you, dog whistling you, and can't tell you yet how a country that cannot run out of water can't give you water, but could give Dominic Hadid all the water he wants for him to bottle this. This don't ever stop. You just never hear Wassa saying, Dominic Hadid, we have restrictions. Stop bottling. You never notice. You never notice, you never hear that. They're sending police outside your house. If your grass green, they want to ask you a question. But they always have enough water for Dominic. You never ask that question. Why? This country you're living in. That's what you're voting for. A country that every single rainy season, some part of this country drowns. Every single rainy season, we talk the same. Where the ODPM? Where the people with the hampers? Phillip, you donate anything? Where the mattress? We need two mattresses here, man. Every single rainy season, some part of this country drowns. But you have no water in the taps. And you're such a caca-hole that you think PNM, UNC, PNM. That Ganga Singh tell you water for all until they learn how to desalinate water down the islands by the white people. And then all of a sudden, desalinated water for all at $500 million a year. And all the caca-holes voting for that. I can't wait. I can't wait. All about my elbow is income, massa. Hit me again. Jackasses. This is Jackassanistan. That is what this country is. I watch people who fight for Trinidad and Tobago, like Hawaiians fight for Trinidad and Tobago, that get fed up and gone. They're just gone. They're just gone. And when you see their little posts now and then on Facebook, but them living a magic life. Finland. You ever hear about Finland? You don't hear nothing about Finland. That don't make news. That is one of them all over the world place. All over the world have crime. All over the world have gun. All over the world have da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Finland. 6th happiest country in the world. Happiest country in the world for 6 years in a row. They're just happy. Finlanders come out of the house happy. They might not cry. You can't sell door in Finland. You can't sell lock. They're not locksmith. Japan. Happy. Singapore. Happy. Happy. In Trinidad. All over the world. All them lawyers who get a big brief from the state to lie to you. To oppress people using law and justice. Justice in Trinidad, come now, man. They're selling Kobo meat in Central Market that more valuable than what they're dispensing there. Then some of those lawyers in this country better hope and pray they do have a God at the end of this. Better hope and pray that they're going home and sleep in the bed at night knowing that they have more people in this country rotting in jail convicted of nothing. Nothing. And not one of these convenient black skin activists could say a word. Not one. Especially if Donna Cox call you on the phone and say, you need a $10,000 for that thing you're doing? Whatever it is you're doing, come for $10,000. Just hush your mouth and don't talk to PNM. Okay, nice. Be really nice, child. Go look at check. Go away. The country's a shithole because of us. You broke because of you. And we're going to hell because of we. And I tell them, I do a test on my wall. I say, make Gary commissioner. Because there's a country that only one man know how to be commissioner. Only one. Only one. He magic. He magic. And And you can't find nobody else. And you have to hire political obscurantists, operational members of the Balize cult, or Gary. That's the choice. That's the choice. I don't understand it. He good. He lock up some low-hanging fruit. He good. Get Jackie jacket and Jimmy Jim boots. But if that is the best, we lost. If that is the best, we lost. And Gary on TV6 tomorrow morning to blow smoke up TV6 ass because Trinidadians too blasted lazy. So we don't know. And we know we don't know. And that's the hard part. But we talking plenty. Bullshitocracy. Turn on social media, you're going to see them. You're going to hear them. Step to me. Debate me. You all have had ample opportunity to study. You've been Googling. You've read my policies. Let's go. Let's talk past, present, and future. Let's talk how to fix it. I want to have that debate. I want to see you have that debate. And when it reaches 1% finances, I want you to talk then. Then, I want you to explain the disparity in this country where finance through the banks are concerned. I want you to explain it because I promised this country. And they could hide, but they could burn down buildings to hide records. I know what forensic accounting is. And we only need $1 and one bill and we will rebuild the entire economy. And I want to tell you something. I promise you, a proper commission of inquiry into the banking and finance sector of this country. I promise you that. I promise you a proper commission of inquiry into the administration of justice in this country. I promise you that. I promise you a proper forensic audit of the Ministry of Finance from September 1st, 1962 to now. You want to know all them people who jump up and step up and appear fully baked. All of a sudden, you're rich. How you get rich? Don't study it now. You're working hard. You're living in a 2x4 house in Woodbrook and all of a sudden, whoosh, you're buying up the whole of Airways. I promise you. But you have to have love of country. Like I have love of country. Because when you watch me, you have to be thinking, he's an ass. He's so bright. He have a nice caramel latte complexion. He could be in the 1%, living larger. He could be parking his boat next to come. Hey, crap paper face, how you doing? He could be living nice. What are you doing on this friggin' Facebook at 10:30 on a restricted profile, still trying after all these years? When he started, he didn't have no gray hair in his beard or in his head, but he's still talking the shit, and we still line up outside KFC, and we still waiting to go and put money in Sabga crutch. Give me 4 carry there, make sure I call Beasley. We reach, we touch down, all pay shall down. We as jackass with class. And the reason the country break is because we stupid. Our labor upholds everything in this country. If we unite labor, forget Roger and Duke and the rest of them stunting jackass. You realize yet Labor Day and all of that is imitation thing to piss in your face and fool you. You realize all them union just take you for a ride. The Communication Workers Union dump those VSEP workers on PEP and we get them their money. It is us that stand up with Debica Thomas and Donnie Samlal and fight for the carry workers, and now I see in UNC who wanted to call police for them. UNC called police, they wanted to get a restraining order against the ex-carry workers. Now all of a sudden, and I respect them, I can't do for saying thank you very much for all the help. And I don't have lawyers coming out my ass like Kamala. So only wake up and only realize, good, when our pre-action protocol letter inside by the mayor office in Chaguanas, and we're going to sue him for breach of contract for the vendors, and when we finish sue them, let them go and vote Kamala. It's no problem. I want to say this, I want to say this with love. Win or lose, because I'm not them. I'm not Gary and Abdullah and them. I don't need this. I'm not Pandey. Pandey can't dead until he sit down in a public office again. He just need that. He just need the phone to ring, Mr. Pandey, would you like cream in your coffee? Let's get cream in my coffee now. Your vote, your labor, your consumption.
While I'm living, thanks I'll be giving the most high. I'm living while I'm living to the Father I will pray. Only Him know how we get through every day. Only I give the price. I'm a leg we have to pay. Why our leaders play? All I see people are ripping around. All are great. Thieves never like to see thief with long back. Oh, love for the people who are suffering bad. Another toll to the poor, may God help the soul. What is to stop the youth from getting out of control? Full of education, you know, not be a rule.
The clothes on your back have 1,000 I hold.
The fool has never been told. I'm a living while I'm living to the Father I will pray.
Only Him know how we get through
Every day with only I give the price. I'm a leg we have to pay. While our leaders play, they say who can afford to run with the run? But what about those who can't? They will have to stay. Opportunity, a scarce commodity. In this time I say,
when mama spend her last and send you to class, don't go and start with Starbucks after you get a job now, man. Don't go and waste your money by Mute with KFC bullshit now, man. Save the money, buy a house, save money for your children, start generational wealth. Teach them sacrifice, the power of sacrifice. I will work hard. My first job is to save. My second job is to pay the rent. You could do it. Stop the bullshit.
I'm living while I'm living to the Father I will pray. Only Him know how we get through every day with only I in the price. I'm a living have to pay. Why our leaders play? All I see people are ripping around. All are brave. He never know face the days with long back. No love for the people who are suffering.
And I want to tell all you who outside there stunting for a politician, who like chain seal on the videos and on their posts. Oh God, I love you, man. Just remember you're voting for this. Just remember you're supporting it. Just remember, oh God, you see too bad. Just remember that voting has consequences. Just remember your political support adds credence to the bullshit other people watching. And just remember, you could be blowing wind in the sails of what coming to sink you. And if you're that stupid, if you're that foolish, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Every clap. Enjoy it. Because trust me, it's not my responsibility. I worry for this country. I fear for this country. I know that if you put
put 10 Gary in that position now. It not stopping. And I know what this country need is a government of hope. I know what this country need is a government that could tell the people how you will put water in the taps. Because I could tell you inch by inch where the water coming from, how we capturing it, how we holding it, how we treating it, and how we getting it home by you. I can tell you how each single school in this country could become a prestige school. So you have no SCA anymore to wake up and see all them, oh God, the child bride, your child's stupid, I can't say it, but you know what I mean. Because my child bride, and if my child bride, you didn't pass in the same school with my child, then it means your child's stupid. And I could show you how the price of food could fall through the floor. I showed you the difference between $40 kale in Price Mart and $3 kale in San Fernando and Sangre Grande. I want to tell you that the price of food in this country could fall through the floor. I want to show you, I told you that the police, who they say they couldn't find money to pay, I showed Trinidad and Tobago that the Red House money alone could have given the police $1,000 increase for 10 years. Napa, $1,000 increase for the next 10 years. Sapa, $1,000 increase for the next 10 years. The Tanti flyover in West by West Mall, and next $1,000. You could have given every single police officer in this country $4,000 a month more. And they deserve it. They deserve it. Then you could put rules and instructions and internal affairs, and don't fart around, you lost the work. But you could have give police a 30% increase because they deserve it. And all of you who want to tell me who, what, when, why, don't call them 3 o'clock in the morning when you think somebody in your yard. Call whoever you think will come. Because we get what we pay for. I will never forget the night Gerald Aboud tell me the biggest piece of jackassery that I have ever read on social media when I said that if I were the Prime Minister, I would set aside $40 million, that after we secure the borders and the legitimate ports of call, that no way for guns to get in the country, I would give police officers $1,000 cash. That is $40 million set aside for that. And I will pay you $1,000 cash for every single illegal gun that you find and bring. And as you bring it, we will shoot it in the forensic center in Federation Park. And they have the thing to shoot it in. So we can record, and then we will break it. We will remove the firing pin, we will melt it, we will do whatever we had to do so that it can't find itself. You know, this is a country where rattlers eat cocaine in evidence, and rattlers pick up gun and rent it out. Gerald Aboud tell me police getting paid well enough. And I think he just work hard. And the reason he's worked hard, and the reason you have them employing him on bullshit in his stores, is because he understands the power of motivation. And he understands that you could actually get people to work above and beyond the call of duty if you pay them well. He knows, because that's how he works. Above and beyond, to make extra money. So if it works for him and his family, why it can't work for police? Why if I pay the police better? Why if I tell the police, we did an experiment, police was getting a piece of the money with the record. So we used to pick the country clean. Don't park in a no parking place. The wrecker will take your car. It was the best example of law enforcement. And we as a lawless country do not like real law enforcement. So we are eating the fruit of the poison tree that we water. And all of you outside there, bring back Gary! Bring back Gary! What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Park police outside your house. What are you going to do? Let's be honest. To get the country to work, we have to make sure that we're willing to be law-abiding, that we want the laws enforced, and that the people who are doing the law enforcing, that they could have a comfortable life, so they could want to do this job. So we don't hire people and then give them reason to have to take things on the side, whether it be lawful, legal, or otherwise. Let me not send with police to barbecue for the barbecue shop. Let me not send with police to work as bouncer outside all them 1% nightclub inside one Woodbrook place. Let me not send with police to guard the illegal playway. Let me not send with police to drive PH taxi. Let me pay the police well. Let the police job be a job of respect again, and it will trickle down to society.
They'll want the job. They'll defend the job like anything else. We need to understand that. But we're planting corn and hoping to reap grapes and strawberries. And that's the problem with Trinidad and Tobago. Continuously. And then after the fact, we will react instead of acting. Proactively. Plan how the country should run. You want a better country. You're not asking yourself how they have so much criminals. We're not asking. We blaming. We racially tongue-in-cheek. You can't let the tongue out. You want to say them black him. But that's not the answer. The answer is why them fellas who committing those crimes don't have a job and a bank loan and a car and a girl, she pregnant, she making the next child, he looking for an evening walk because he want to make sure, and he can't risk getting killed by police bullets because he have a child on the way. And when the partner call him and say, hey boy, you know, don't mind me in the office, they just leave the toilet window open by the warehouse, and we jump through there, we can get to VCR, what, they still use VCR, to anything, and he say, you mad or what? You mad? My daughter going in for standard 3. You think I could risk taking police charge? You crazy? And you have a daughter too? Boy, stay home, man. You never ask. Because you don't care to ask. In your mind, they're not Trinidadians. In your mind, they may not be victims. In your mind, these people have every opportunity. They have an alphabet soup of HDC, OJT, URP, CPEP. They can get a work if they want to work. You could live on minimum wage. Let's make a deal. For the next month, live on $3,000. And that includes everything. Your rent, mortgage, transport, food, lights, phone, any school book, anything the child needs. Live on $3,000. 1 month. And if you can't, shut the fuck up. Because you don't understand. Shut the fuck up. Because your mouth talking shit is not helping. People are living in this country in sufferation by the hundreds of thousands, while the PNM and the UNC and their finances pick the country clean. These sons of bitches are using IDB and other international lending agencies to make sure that your grandchildren taxes will be paid for what they thieving. Wake up and stop talking shit. It is our responsibility as citizens to say that there has to be a reason we have criminals. Even if they bring in 50,000 guns and drop it on the ground in the savannah, people have to pick it up to do crime. But if they have nobody who picking it up to do crime because they have jobs and they have homes and they have families and they have lives, then nobody will bring in no gun. You get it? You understand it? Yet? Bring in 50,000 guns for 50,000 bandits and hire 50,000 Gary. And you're just doing shit. It's nonsense. It's lazy politicking. Laziness. Start at the source. If there are no human resources for criminal enterprise, crime done. Yes or no? You have to be an absolute jackass to say no, so you know. So if we don't have criminals, if we could make sure that nobody, you see, you're sleeping well on your judgment and your air condition blowing cold while you're having this harsh opinion. But I know a black man who solid waste management company making fat till he dead. He on retirement now. They move him from one job to put him to work as the tire shredding machine. The man worked till his lungs black and the teeth falling out his head to mind his family in his little shack. And they promised to give him his increase in pay. From then, they never give him. And now that he entitled to his pension, they're trying to give him a pension on the first money he was working for, not the increase. If that was you, what would you do? And that is a man who didn't commit crime. That is a man who worked in the shit of the country. He worked in the labas. He worked in the landfill. He deal with your toilet paper. And he deserved better. But you, air condition blowing up your skirt tonight. That blowing cool tonight, baby. So you don't have to give a shit. And this inability to give a shit is what has made strangers of us and the poor. So when the poor jump your wall and you see that criminal, for a second, see school books. For a minute, see a young man who liked a girl, who wanted a life, who couldn't, because there's nothing for him. Because he's one of the 10,000 that fail out of the failed education system. So you could say at SCA time, Fatima! Country's a shithole because of we. And any time you want to fix it, bring 500 Gary, bring 4,000. Bring Gary, his mother, his sister, his brother, bring all. Jaron, give all their work. But the day you want to fix the country, have the conversation about why is a country this rich so broke? And how can a country that made and earned $3 trillion have so much poverty? Ask yourself. You're spending $9 billion a year on national security. How guns and drugs getting into the country? When you're ready to have those conversations, you'll fix it. Until then, you're just going to bullshit the conversation and jackass the scene with maths that not mathsing and all the other cockery we want to talk. And then this is not stuff for Jason Gordon. He's home praying. But I am telling you, that Trinidad and Tobago that David Rudder called paradise on earth convincingly, he run away and live in Canada. A red man named Ramdeen bring him back to Holt to put on a show so they could make a money, eat a food. Ah! Give me the lyrics, right there. A madman right. What you know? The hammer, where the man with the hammer go? And all that bullshit. But David Rudder, who sang Paradise on Earth convincingly, ran to Canada and freeze his black balls in the snow in the white man land because Trinidad is a shithole. And now David come to sing his last concert, turning 70, because he have Parkinson's and he's going to go back to Canada for his last days. And his shithole, he will die. And his shithole people will thief money to go out in the road and sing, Bahia girl and David, I remember King David, Michael Ronald, and thief money. And the jackasses will walk behind the coffin. Because none of us willing to say that maybe it running bad. Maybe a country that has more water than it could deal with, that drowns the country every year, maybe we shouldn't have drought. Maybe the water should be in the taps. Maybe we shouldn't be buying truck water. Maybe we shouldn't be buying bottled water. Maybe we shouldn't have tank. Maybe we shouldn't have pump. Maybe it is running bad. A country that has 90,000 acres of farmland and 30,000 farmers looking for farmland. Maybe if we put the two together, we could get cheaper food. Maybe. And create jobs. And save foreign exchange. So the bank know how to charge us 2.5%. When we want to buy, we panty and we brow outside. Sending we to buy shit from Hadid and Abood. Maybe. We're too blasted, stupid and selfish and tribal and divided and racist and outside posing with Starbucks because we're stupid. Because we have no sense of self-respect, no sense of situational awareness, no sense of what today means to your future and your children's future. My job is to build my children's jumping off point. I have a partner in politics with me, a fellow named Ian Griffith. You could plan a meeting around anything at any time and he there. But if it coincides with his son's education or anything that he has to do for his son, he cannot be there. And don't ask him. Because his son is important. Because he's a father. And that's his first job. Fix your child. Fix the world for him. Make sure that when you're dead and gone, that they have some buffering around him. That he is on his way to a life where he don't have to go and buy kobo meat in the market. And every father, whether you like the woman the child slid out of or not, that is your job. A child asks you, when you break and feel sweet, there was a chance that it would make a child. And if it make one, that is your responsibility. And it is not open for negotiation, for argument, for blaming she and she outside man. Nobody business. You have an obligation. You actually have an unwritten contract with that child and its future. And every father. Trinidad could fix if we the people make better choices. Politically, how we spend our money, how we live our lives. And if we're honest, if we're truthful, every politician, every judge, every businessman, every lawyer, every mason, every carpenter, every nurse, every police officer, every hustler, every bandit, if we look in the mirror and be honest, we are where we are as a country because collectively we've made shitty choices. Individually, some of us have made very bad choices, but it is never too late. It's never too late. So I sit here on a restricted broadcast on 2 phones trying to get past all of the bullshit that the 1% contract mafia, corrupt PNM, Israeli contractors could block and hide and do all the shit they want. But you have had the benefit of my voice. There are politicians coming up now who manage their pants full because they're powerful on my words and my courage and the things that I've had the backbone, belly and balls to say. And I am happy. Be managed, man and woman. Stand up, step to me. No problem. But make sure that you have the courage of your convictions and that your ethics, your integrity is not for sale. Every single political movement in this country is once again circling Phillip Alexander, trying to pick off the people who working with him, who he training, and trying to encourage Phillip, let me link up now, let me join up now. All of we is one family. If you could say to me that the things we stand for are the things you stand for, I'd join you in the morning. If you could say that you will audit and edit and make sure to stop the looting, that you will promise that the purpose of government is the well-being of every citizen and we will start to judge the country by the well-being of those at the bottom. If you're willing to say that, and you hold the grenade and I hold the pin, if you go back on your word, we destroy it, and join in the morning. All of you who watch this video tonight, every single one of you, watch yourself. Watch your children, watch the country they're living in. You're going to bed tonight not knowing if you could wake up in the morning, if you safe in the morning, and if you wake up safe, what news you're going and get. Who house get breaking, who get shot in the road, who's a collateral damage, who ended up in an accident and an ambulance didn't come, who ended up in an accident and ambulance come but no doctor in the hospital. You don't know what news you get in the next 12 hours. There are people who've had opinions. I know of at least one person who said, Phillip, you shouldn't cost so much, that died by murder in this country. What to tell you? How to say it again? How? How to tell the people that ultimately the quality of life we live is determined by the choices that we make. What we do, what we support. Until tomorrow, stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.